odious festival of innuendo and calumny, orchestrated and sponsored by the insinuation and allegation combined, the IAC, is a direct manifestation of the internal warfare of the Bharatiya Janata Party at full display. The BJP at full display, I said. The BJP, by its conduct, sowed the winds of innuendo and is now reaping the whirlwind of calumny. The second shot in the internal warfare of the Bharatiya Janata Party was fired yesterday from London, when a Bharatiya Janata Party MP and the former law minister of this country went on record saying that he has evidence against the Bharatiya Janata Party president. What sort of evidence is there in his possession? He refused to elaborate. However, don't you think that it is in public interest that the evidence in his possession should be made public? The only reason why this member of parliament of the BJP, the former law minister, says that he restrains himself is because he has not been able to meet the president of the BJP for the past 3 months. In the same breath, he endorses the dreams of the Chief Minister of Gujarat, which I can assure you would remain unfulfilled. But if you were to rewind this sequence a little bit, you first have a campaign of untruth and falsehood being unleashed by the Chief Minister of Gujarat. And when he is caught, for the lack of a better word, lying to people at large, then a B team is unleashed to regurgitate old insinuations which have been squarely answered. Then comes this attack on the president of the BJP, which is endorsed the very next day by a member of parliament of the BJP. And somewhere in this din, in this cacophony, in this noise, what is lost is that memorandum of June 2012, which the Congress MPs submitted to the CBC, the Gujarat Congress MPs, giving documented evidence of 17 scams in 11 years, leading to a loss of 1 lakh crores. If you may recall, I had said we had said, I stand corrected, that this IAC, and I don't need to elaborate on the acronym as I've done earlier, is really the B team of a faction of the BJP. And this sequence of events which I have narrated, I think conclusively validates this charge. अगर हिंदी में चाहिए, नहीं तो इसको यहीं पे छोड़ देते हैं. मित्रों, झूठ और मिथ्या का जो ये घिनौना उत्सव, इल्ज़ाम और आरोप के कारखाने ने, आईएसी ने प्रायोजित किया है, ये भारतीय जनता पार्टी की अंतर्कलह का सीधा सीधा और स्पष्ट प्रमाण है. भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने जो गैर जिम्मेदाराना रवैया अपनाया है, जो उन्होंने मिथ्या के बीज बोए थे, आज उसी की वो फसल काट रहे हैं. और भारतीय जनता पार्टी की इस अंदरूनी अंतर्कलह में जो दूसरा वार है, वो कल लंदन से भारतीय जनता पार्टी के एक सांसद, देश के भूतपूर्व कानून मंत्री ने किया, जब उन्होंने ये कहा कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी के अध्यक्ष के खिलाफ उनके पास प्रमाण है. क्या प्रमाण है, किस तरह के प्रमाण हैं, इसके बारे में उन्होंने खुलासा करने से इनकार कर दिया, ये कह के कि पिछले 3 महीने से उनकी भारतीय जनता पार्टी के अध्यक्ष से मुलाकात तक नहीं हुई. अब अगर किसी सांसद के पास ऐसे प्रमाण हैं, तो जनहित में उनको सार्वजनिक नहीं करना चाहिए? जनता को उसके बारे में सूचना नहीं देनी चाहिए? और इन्हीं भारतीय जनता पार्टी के सांसद ने, जो गुजरात के मुख्यमंत्री का सपना है, जो कभी भी किसी भी तरह से पूरा नहीं होने वाला, उस सपने की भी हिमायत करती. अब अगर आप इस घटना चक्र को, इस घटनाक्रम को एक परिप्रेक्ष्य में देखें, पिछले पखवाड़े का जो घटनाक्रम रहा है कि पहले गुजरात के मुख्यमंत्री बेबुनियाद और अनर्गल आरोप लगाते हैं, उसके बाद जब वो सारे झूठ पाए जाते हैं तो अपनी बी टीम को थपकी दी जाती है कि कुछ पुरानी समाचार पत्रों पर आधारित कुछ ऐसे इल्जाम जिनका जवाब दे दिया गया था, उनको दोबारा से दोहराया जाए. फिर भारतीय जनता पार्टी के अध्यक्ष के ऊपर उसी बी टीम की ओर से आक्रमण होता है और उसकी पुष्टि और हिमायत उससे अगले दिन भारतीय जनता पार्टी के एक सांसद करते हैं। मित्रों, अगर आपको याद होगा, हमने ये बात आज से 15 दिन पहले कही थी कि ये जो इल्जाम और आरोप का कारखाना है, ये भारतीय जनता पार्टी के एक खेमे की बी टीम है। और ये जो सारा घटनाक्रम है पिछले पखवाड़े का, जिसका मैंने जिक्र किया है, अगर आप शालीनता से इसके ऊपर सोचेंगे तो आप पाएंगे कि जो हमारा कथन है वो सही है। भारतीय जनता पार्टी को आत्मचिंतन करना चाहिए, आत्मनिरीक्षण करना चाहिए। इस देश की सियासत को बेबुनियाद इल्जामों से जो उसने दूषित करने का काम किया है, आज वो उसी की कमाई खा रहे हैं। फ्लोर इज ऑल योर्स। या
Yesterday, Mr. Y.P. Singh he leveled extremely serious allegations of corruption against Mr. Sharad Pawar over Lavasa project. Don't you think Mr. Pawar must come clean on them?
Well, to the best of my knowledge, the limited amount of television that I'm able to watch and the little amount of newspapers that I'm able to read, I think makes me conclude that the agriculture minister did respond to whatever had been averred, and he said that the matter is sub judice. So to say that the agriculture minister did not respond, I think is maybe not a statement of fact.
जो आपने सुओ मोटो लिया, आपने क्या आपका ये कहना है कि गडकरी के खिलाफ उनकी पार्टी साजिश कर रही है, और अगर कर रही है तो आप क्यों चिंतित हैं? दूसरा सवाल हमारा यह है कि IBN 7 की टीम नागपुर गई है, ग्राउंड जीरो पर रिपोर्ट उन्होंने जो हमने देखा है, जो शुगर मिल है वो या फिर पावर प्लांट हो, वो नितिन गडकरी के ही नाम पे, और तमाम किसान वहाँ कह रहे हैं कि जो डैम की जमीन थी वो भी सरकार ने नितिन गडकरी को दे दी, उन पर दबाव बना।
देखिए, हम चिंतित नहीं हैं, पर हम इस माहौल पर खुश भी नहीं है। भारतीय जनता पार्टी के अध्यक्ष के खिलाफ जो भी आरोप लगे हैं, उन आरोपों का जवाब उनको देना चाहिए। लेकिन जिस घटनाक्रम का मैंने जिक्र किया है, वो घटनाक्रम इस बात की पुष्टि करता है कि जिस तरह की सियासत भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने की है, आज उसी फसल को वो काट रहे हैं। और ये जो भी घटना चक्र आज देश के सामने रखा जा रहा है, ये सीधे सीधे तौर पर भारतीय जनता पार्टी की अंदरूनी लड़ाई का नतीजा है। और ये जो अपने आप को कल तक कार्यकर्ता कहते थे, आज राजनीतिज्ञ कहते हैं, अगर इनके तय में जाओ और सार्वजनिक तौर पर जो उन्होंने कहा है और जिस तरह का उनका सारा कॉन्डक्ट रहा है, ये बिल्कुल साफ साफ जाहिर होता है कि ये भारतीय जनता पार्टी की एक खेमे की बी टीम है। हम ये पूछना चाहते हैं कि गुजरात में चुनाव हो रहा है, गुजरात की जनता को आज जनादेश देने का मौका मिलेगा। वो 1 लाख करोड़ 17 घोटाले 11 वर्ष में उनको क्यों आलोप करने की कोशिश की जा रही है? इसके पीछे क्या सियासत है? तो इसलिए कहीं पे निगाहें कहीं पे निशाना, ये अच्छा है कि सच जल्द ही देश के सामने उजागर हो रहा है।
और मनीष जी, गुजरात में तो आपकी खुद की इकाई है।
On the JPC, the BJP has said, after the former cabinet secretary's deposition, it only endorses what the BJP has been saying all along, get the PM and the FM to report.
I have seen those reports. And being a member of the Joint Parliamentary Committee, it's painful for me to break privilege. But since what has been reported is far from the truth, let me apprise you with what the reality is. I do not know whether anyone read the note, but I have. And let me tell you, there is nothing which turns on that note. And the reason why I am saying it is because on the 2nd of November 2007, when the Prime Minister wrote to the then Telecommunications Minister, he categorically asked him to examine issues related to spectrum pricing. At that point in time, there were various calculations, various valuations, various numbers which were doing the rounds. And interestingly, there is a calculation in the draft report of the C&AG, which is based upon the calculation of an offer ostensibly made by Airtel with regard to the same licenses.
Sorry, Air?
Airtel. And I am quoting from the draft report of the C&AG, which was sent by the then DGPNT RP Singh to the CAG headquarters. Now, according to that report, the offer made by Airtel for all the 22 licenses was only 2,650 crores. Now, if you were to juxtapose it against the price at which licenses were given, the presumptive loss is only 991.48 crores. If you were to recall, at one point in time, the C&AG said that we did not take the Tata Teleservices offer into consideration. Had we done it, the presumptive loss would have been 4,19,000 crores. Then you have the Supreme Court judgment, which categorically says that auction, forget being a constitutional remit, is not even an economic remit. So ultimately, when the then government, on the recommendations of the TRAI, had decided not to auction, all these figures are academic. One second, let me complete the answer. So all these figures are academic. And I think Airtel possibly understands the telecom business maybe better than the C&AG, and with due respect to the former cabinet secretary, maybe the former cabinet secretary also. There is another interesting calculation in his note. He calculates the loss because of AGR, which has been caused because of grant of GSM and CDMA licenses to Reliance Communications. Now he says that there is a difference in the AGR of 3%, while if you actually go into the facts, it is 1%. So all I'm trying to say is that, all what has been reported, with great respect to the collective wisdom which is assembled in this room, from which I have learned a lot in the past 5 years, is unfortunately a case of misreporting.
Manish, as a follow-up, even if you have argued very well as a lawyer that we should not go by so many figures in the public domain, the fact here is that here you have a sitting cabinet secretary then, when the decision was taken, he made an observation and gave it in writing to the Prime Minister of 36,000 crores. He proposed the same before your committee, and the government chose to ignore it. So is it fair now for the Prime Minister or anybody in the government to say that we knew nothing about it and only Raja did it?
The fact of the matter is that at various points in time, through that period, there were various calculations which were made. Subsequently, when the C&AG went into it, there are various figures which they put out in the public space, which of course now stand completely demolished after the Supreme Court judgment. But be that as it may, all I'm saying is that when the Department of Telecommunications, on the recommendations of the TRAI, and that particular recommendation of the TRAI was reproduced verbatim, even by Mr. Chandrasekhar in his note, once that decision was taken, all these numbers are really academic. And that is why you have a joint parliamentary committee. Because as once earlier I had stated, that the figure goes from 0 to 4,19,000 crores, from the sublime to the ridiculous. So therefore, allow the committee to come to certain conclusions, but prima facie, there is nothing which turns on the assumptions which the cabinet secretary made, and which, in my humble opinion, even if you peruse the note, are prima facie incorrect.
Are you saying, Manish, that we've misreported?
Yes, you did.
This is a little shocking for your party when the JPC chairman has come out in public with the findings of the JPC in courts without the JPC having taken a view. He has said the Prime Minister is not responsible, the cabinet is not responsible. Only one telecom minister called Mr. A. Raja is responsible for all the decisions. Now, is it your party's case also that in a cabinet system in this country, the Prime Minister and the cabinet have no responsibility? Because he's already passed a verdict before the JPC has taken a view on what is to be said and what is to be done.
Well, I do not know what the chairperson of the JPC has said or not said. But all I am trying to very respectfully point out that since there were averments and insinuations made which are clearly based upon misreporting, he may have made an attempt to clarify the situation. And that is why I caveated my response by saying that it is painful for me to break privilege, but since there was a lot of conjecture, a lot of contradictory stories in the public space, and essentially that happens since the proceedings are in camera and people talk to, or members talk to journalists. Unfortunately, that is the norm in democracy. So at times in this whole process, truth becomes a casualty.
ओम प्रकाश चौटाला ने कहा है कि राहुल गांधी ने जो किसानों की जमीन ली थी वो अब प्रियंका गांधी को दे दिया गया। क्या प्रियंका गांधी खेती करेंगे?
देखिए, ओम प्रकाश चौटाला जी की जो विश्वसनीयता है उसको सब जानते हैं, तो इसलिए ऐसे अनर्गल आरोप को पर कोई प्रतिक्रिया देकर हम उसे सुशोभित भी नहीं करना चाहते।
मनीष जी, केजरीवाल के सहयोगी जो नई बनी अंजलि दमानी, इस अखबार में रिपोर्ट के मुताबिक वो पर भी अब आरोप लगे कि किसानों की जो जमीन
उसे इन्फ्लेटेड रेट पे बाद में बेचे, मोटा माल बनाया और वो आरोप आप लोगों पे लगाते रहे हैं। उन पर खुद उनके एसोसिएट पर एक आरोप है।
देखिए, ये अद्भुत विडंबना है। आप किसानों की जमीन ले, उसके प्लॉट काट काट के बेचें, आप चाय के बागान का लैंड यूज चेंज कराएं, तो आप समाज सेवा कर रहे हैं। और अगर कोई व्यक्ति जायज व्यवसाय करे तो वह कथाकथित भ्रष्टाचार कर रहा है। व्हाट काइंड ऑफ डबल स्टैंडर्ड्स आर दीज? अरे, उस प्रेस वार्ता में बैठने से पहले उन लोगों को अपने गिरेबान में झांक लेना चाहिए। और जब शायद आप ही के एक सहयोगी ने सवाल पूछा था उस प्रेस वार्ता में, तो फिर उसका कोई जवाब भी नहीं मिला था उनको। या
Two questions. One is, how do you respond to Arvind Kejriwal saying that I've kept an internal lokpal, to prove or disprove all these allegations against my own team members? And second, there's an incident in Badaयूं today in UP in which the district supply officer, because he was trying to seal, he was trying to sort of take action against the oil mafia there. He was burnt. They tried to burn him alive. There are shots of that.
देखिए, जहाँ तक आपका पहला सवाल है, आपकी इजाज़त से अगर मैं उसका हिंदी में जवाब दे दूँ तो शायद जवाब ज़्यादा बेहतर होगा। हमारे जो सहयोगी हैं राशिद अलवी जी, वो कभी कभी कहा करते हैं, क्योंकि मेरी हिंदी थोड़ी कमज़ोर है, कि खुद ही कातिल, खुद ही मुखबिर, खुद ही मुनसिफ। यू वांट टू बी द अक्यूज, जज, जूरी एंड प्रोसिक्यूटर इन योर ओन केस। This is incredible jurisprudence. Well, this is the kind of jurisprudence which you expect from the insinuation and allegation combined. With regard to your second question, I have not seen the shots, but if such a thing has happened, it is most unfortunate, and we expect that government would take the stringent action against such people who try to take law into their own hands and are up to such dastardly activities.
There are two Padayatras in Andhra Pradesh. One is by Chandrababu Naidu and other is by YSR's daughter Sharmila. Both of them are attacking Congress party's failure governance in Andhra Pradesh. They are attacking about Telangana. They are attacking about the issue in Andhra Pradesh. So what is?
Well, our party is more than competent in Andhra Pradesh to reply to any such averments which are made. Thank you.
सर just one question. नरेंद्र मोदी has made a statement. उन्होंने अभी बोला है कि मेरा कोई अच्छा है, मेरा कोई बेटा दामाद नहीं है। देखो दिल्ली में बेटे दामादों के चक्कर में क्या क्या हो।
देखिए, ये सम्मानित मुख्यमंत्री जब इन्होंने पहली बार अपना मुंह खोला था तो जो भी मुंह से निकला था वो सब झूठ पाया गया। और अगर गुजरात के मुख्यमंत्री इस माया जाल में फंसना चाहते हैं तो कुछ वर्ष पहले एक और दामाद हुआ करते थे, उनकी समीक्षा कर लें। थैंक यू।